Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ormuka here, and I'm back with another episode of Wedding Planning Wednesdays. Thank you guys so much for joining me yet again for another special episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. For those of you that are new, hello, welcome. I have a whole playlist dedicated to tips and tricks and hacks on how to plan your wedding like a pro. Please check that out. And for those of you that are returning, welcome back. Thank you for joining me yet again. All right, let's get straight into today's video.
Would you join the journey, Ormuka's journey? Subscribe.
Okay, so on today's video, we are going to be talking about premarital counseling. We have spoken about budgeting, venue, and the favorite of them all, wedding dresses. Now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty of what marriage is going to be like after you say yes. So depending on what your relationship is like, you either have a whole bunch of years under your belt, a couple months under your belt, or some people just a friendship and then you decided, yeah, we're just going to get married, we're fit for each other. Regardless of how long your relationship is or how many years you guys have known each other, how long you have been dating, it is very, very important to go to a premarital counseling session. So I would suggest going to premarital counseling. It is very important. I definitely will say that I benefited a lot from premarital counseling. I will definitely say that premarital counseling is something that we benefited from. Definitely, that was one thing that really helped us, because one thing about premarital counseling is they talk about different things, which I'm going to kind of discuss with you guys today, different things that happen in marriage, you know, especially based on a biblical standpoint, that can kind of give you guys leverage, you know, to know how to tackle those situations when they come. And the thing with premarital counseling is if this person is not the person for you, this counseling session or sessions actually does open your eyes to see if that is the person you should be with. So one of the things in premarital counseling that I learned is different personality types. One thing about the different personalities is, like, you may be good outside. Some people call it compatible, but sometimes when you're home and in your space, you see another side of your spouse. And one thing is, planning a wedding is stressful. Planning a wedding is tough. Planning a wedding brings out someone's true colors, especially if you're planning this wedding on a tight budget, if you are really busy and you have really parallel work schedules. This is one thing that will really show, like, the depth of someone's personality. One example is, for me and my husband, we've been together for going on 6 years. And before doing premarital counseling, I was like, I know this man. You know, we've been together for a long time. I know everything about him. But under stress, you get to see a different side of someone. And we've never planned like a wedding or a big event together. I mean, he might have planned a party for me or me planned something for him. But planning it together, it shows you a different side of that person. So we were bumping heads a lot. Like, when I tell you a lot, I was ready to be like, you know what, let's just not have this wedding. You go your way, I go my way. Because before we had this counseling, I would want certain things. And as women, obviously, you know, we have had this picture and image of a wedding planted into our brains from the moment we started watching Disney Channel. So I wanted a specific way for my wedding to look like. I was requiring so much of him, like, you know, I want you to be involved in the planning. I want you to be involved in this. I want you to go with me to all of this stuff. But he's just looking at it like, I just want to marry you, you know, so whatever you want, choose it, and all that kind of stuff. So my personality was more, let's do this out there and make it flashy and nice. His personality is more like, okay, at the end of the day, we need to be married. And we need to enjoy our marriage. It's not only the wedding day. So before counseling, we definitely argued a lot when it came to anything that had to do with the wedding. I even didn't like talking about the wedding with him. I was just like, you know what, just leave me to do everything on my own. And when you try to do everything on your own and your spouse or your spouse-to-be doesn't know about it, you're still going to have to discuss it. And then you spend money to book certain things and plan certain things, and he's like, no, that's not right. So a couple things we learned in counseling is finances. Stuff about finances can cause conflict, how you should put your finances and handle that. We also learned about family conflict. My family, his family, those two different families. Like you guys know, I'm from Nigeria, he's from Ghana. We both met here in America. So our families, our culture is different. We have different morals, different upbringings. I mean, I wouldn't say we have different morals because we're both Christians, so we both follow the Christian, ethic. But there are so many things. The person that raised me is not the person that raised him. The way I speak with my mom and talk to my mom and communicate with my mom, it's not the way he does with his. It's different. We have different relationships. So that could kind of cause conflict between families. Because if I'm the type that's like, oh, my family can come to my house anytime, they can visit me anytime, they could enter my house and just open my fridge, go in my room, and he's the type that's like, call me before coming, it's going to cause conflict. So we learned about that. So counseling in general is something that I would definitely recommend. I would say definitely do it. It does not have to be done at a church. You could see any counselor, like a therapist or someone for guidance. For me, I saw a spiritual counselor at a church. So that's what worked for us because we went based on the Bible and guidelines from there. But in general, counseling is very important. Another thing about counseling is it will prepare you for things that you don't think will happen years down the line when you've been married for some time and now you have children, a different job, maybe moved across the country. It will prepare you for those things because you will think back or you look at those notes and you'll be like, oh, we spoke about this in counseling and we learned about this, and remember, this is what the pastor said, this is how we can tackle the situation. But if you go into your marriage assuming that the person has all the same thoughts and beliefs as you, when those situations come up, it's going to be harder to figure out how to deal with it. Another thing with counseling is it helps you to understand each other before even getting into the marriage. For example, one person is like a morning person, another person is a night person, but during your dating stage, the night person was just waking up earlier, to impress the morning person. And then when you get into living together, you don't want it to feel like the whole thing was fake, But in general, counseling is definitely something that I would recommend. It's definitely something that's really good, and it's definitely something that should be done. Like, you should take it as a top priority because it'll help you with planning. It'll help you, release tension when you have a third party there to talk to and be like, oh, and when you speak with that person, like for us, we spoke with a pastor. And there was a time we came into the session and we were kind of not happy with each other. And the moment we expressed the reason why we were upset, the pastor just like, really? That's not, that's not something to be upset about. And that third party can give you help, like information that can help you tackle whatever problem you're facing. So yeah, this video is probably really short. I just wanted to make sure that this is something we briefly speak on. I wanted to do a video about counseling with Reggie, but our schedules right now are not letting us do that, and I wanted to make sure I post all these on time. But yeah, if you guys do want to see a video with Reggie's opinion on premarital counseling, let me know. But this is something I will highly recommend for all the couples out there, engaged couples that are about to get married. It is very important. You learn so much, and for some churches, I know if you're getting married in the church, it is a requirement to go through counseling before they marry you. So yeah, but that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for joining me every Wednesday for Wedding Planning Wednesday videos. And yeah, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what else you'd like me to talk about. And please join the journey by subscribing down below. All right, I'm your girl Ormuka. Stay blessed and not stressed, and I am out.
Would you join the journey? Ormuka's journey.